This is Deducter continuing the pit playthrough with the Ranger on hard difficulty. On floor 7, getting ready to go on to floor 8. This is around the time when it really pays to slow down your play and just try to be much more careful. It's also around the time when I need to start finding some extra weapons because sooner or later the starting SAR and the pistol won't cut it. I would say probably you could get by even with no drops till like absolutely the latest is probably around floor 15. If you don't get anything by then, it's gonna be really rough, as in I think probably not winnable. So within the next couple floors, I really hope I find some decent stuff. If I don't, this could get interesting. So what we see here is small Protean, Infant Swarm, both are very weak enemies. I'm just going to use my tail swipe. One other reason why I'm comfortable taking off my armor here, and I don't want to move and tail swipe a new position in case I get teleported down by a wormhole trap, which would be an absolute disaster. I mean, I did take a risk here, but I think that risk was okay. But if you're really paranoid, like, just don't... You can also avoid using the tail swipe when you against, like, small Proteans. I would totally understand if you did that. I'm just not, like, paranoid enough. And I'm a pretty paranoid player. Let's see. Okay, another weapons locker. That's a good sign. Mind Wolf, one of the most dangerous enemies early on. What I'm going to do, and they can unlock doors, is try to lure it out. Because I don't want to fight too many enemies at once. Okay, good. I know there was a second battle there. Those things get really hurt. Always activate Mind Shield when fighting Mind Wolves. If they fear you and you don't have Hum Gum, you're gonna die. Well, maybe not. With all the instant healing, I wouldn't die, but I would have had to use quite a bit of instant healing. So, good result. Kill the Mind Wolf without too much trouble. If possible, try to avoid fighting Lamprey Hawks with your armor equipped. They do a lot of damage. So, I mean, keep your armor up if you have to. Okay. I actually took a lot of damage. With most other character classes, I would feel compelled to push on because of food concerns. Not with the Ranger. This is one of the strengths of the Ranger, and you should really take advantage of it, which is that resting is really cheap. So you should just rest as much as possible to heal yourself back up. And you want to watch and pay attention to your rest bar when your psi is low, because I don't like to over-rest. I know it's only a couple of ticks, but sometimes every little bit can matter. I mean, my food bar is pretty low. The amount of food in my inventory isn't great. But I do have this sauce switch, and most critical of all, I have the Bordeaux. I mean, with the Bordeaux, as long as I find a cooker, I can make all sorts of fancy foods with 99% or over 90% chance of success. So I'm just not too worried. As soon as I find, for instance, hybrid cheese or two, I can make some hero sauce switches, and I'll be set for a while. So I'm really not worried about food. Alright, and I am now fully healed. Time to go back down. Just exploring the north. This is northwest corner of floor 8 now. I did find that medium weapons locker. I often like to pause before spending my last move to go past a door, just in case there are some dangerous enemies and I don't want them to get free hits off on me. Same thing around hallways. Okay. Skeletal human is too dangerous to not kill with the heavy pistol. Scavenger bot, on the other hand, I mean, it just stole some synth lands, not really a big deal. But you still want to use your SAR. You don't want them to run away with good loot. Whew, okay, Crazed Tarka. Obviously the highest priority. It destroyed something. I have to have my armor equipped. Ugh. No such luck. If I don't have my armor equipped, the light security bot will wreck me. I mean, I have to kill this now with my heavy pistol. I can't risk it destroying the weapons locker. Oh, thank you, little Tarka. You're very nice. You just damaged that robot for me, meaning I want to run up and shoot the robot, hit the robot with the SAR. Generally, you don't want to attack these light security bots up close. They're very accurate. They do a lot of damage and they wreck your armor. But that Tarka did some damage to the robot for me, so I don't feel so bad about doing this. Tarka definitely destroyed something. Hopefully it wasn't much. Okay. 75%? Not yet. So you might ask, well, why not? I'm actually willing to take some damage here because I'm going to level up soon. First of all, I want to use my level up just for that extra couple percent. So since I'm going to do that, I'm going to attack that Zool Pup. And because of that, I'm going to walk around a bit. These can explode and do some inventory damage and whatnot. I'm going to keep the knives in here. So if you don't have any weapons equipped, the game can actually destroy items in your inventory with explosions. So sometimes you keep like a few dummy items that you don't care about in your inventory because of that. Primordial soup times 3, interesting. Usually it's the rarer ingredient. I could also backtrack here, hoping to find a real lockpick set, but I'm willing to just take the chance here. So that gave me 1 extra point in lockpick. This gave me 1. Okay, it's 2%, not a lot, but it's something. And now I want to start saving up my points from mechanical and computer. I think Blade has had enough points for now. 77%. 1 out of 4 chance to fail. And I didn't fail, but I got a rifle part, which not really the best find. I wish I had something a little better than that. Like, you know, a weapon. Still, could be useful if I find the proper ingredients. Alright, let me see about opening this second container. Just gonna let the Protean come to me, and I'm gonna kill it with my tail swipe. There is also a little rock rat. Those are pretty weak, inconsequential enemies. Do I want to repair this with my Hyper Multi-Tool for the computer skill ups? It's probably worth it. Ooh, 95%. That's much better. This is why I did the improvised lockpicks. And look at that. It paid off completely. I found a rifle. One of the more useful finds early on. Very efficient range weapon. Uses a very common ammunition type. Can be upgraded to the sniper rifle with a common drop optics. Just a great find. This will allow me to attack from range without too much difficulty. And best of all, the Ranger starts with 50 rifle skill. 63 related because of her good finesse. So she's not going to have any problems hitting enemies with this. I think this is worth it for the computer skill ups. If I can repair it, beautiful. Oh, among other things, if I... but I failed that 90% chance. I could have just recharged my Hyper Multi-Tool, but that's alright. So, great find on floor 8. Oh, it's a voracious Zool Pup. I don't like those. They do a lot of damage. But I managed to kill it pretty quickly with the SAR. You can just see the SAR does so much damage. It's just an amazing weapon. There's a kitchen down south. So, let's check it out. With an unknown type of trap. Wasn't there a trap on the previous floor I meant to test? I think there was. Oh, this is the exit. I'm gonna check out the repair room. These can contain armor lockers and weapon locker and ammo crates. Usually guarded by robots. Don't like that robot very much. I also don't want to fight it up close. Okay. The problem here is all the other enemies. Yeah, see, I don't like this. Okay. Just doing this. Ah, the merge. Should have just used the SAR. I hear a fast response spot. Okay, it's coming. And it's one of these fast response box. The ones that wreck armor. Better unequip armor. Perfect. Yeah, this takes a bit of extra time, but I have time to spare. Plenty of food. So, not really going to be an issue. Okay, there's a security bot Mark II. I want to try to fight one robot at a time for fairly obvious reasons. When it's sparking, this robot is horribly inaccurate. So I'm going to attack the light security bot Mark II. Okay. When it's sparking, it's much less dangerous. Just using my SAR on these enemies now. Excellent. I kill the enemies in this room with relatively little damage and little use of ammunition. Pretty happy with that result. 99% to open these containers. Very nice. Second scanning analyzer. Don't need that, but I have space. Might as well carry it. There's no reason not to. Until I run out of space. So it's kind of like an energy cell, if I can find plenty of stuff to identify, which I may not. Just trying to level up my electronic skills here. Getting some level ups despite the fails, always a good result. Speed increase trap, very nice. I'm pretty sure there was a trap on the previous floor that I didn't test. Because of this speed increase trap, I'm going to run back up and test it. Always good to test these traps as early as possible. Finding at least a cleanser trap is very, very critical. Cleanser trap is just so powerful when used at the right opportunity. It's worth all the effort to test traps. Plus, knowing how some of the other traps work, like, yeah, I don't think I tested that trap. So, like, knowing whether there's a teleport trap there or not, very helpful sometimes. I could use the teleport trap to escape on many an occasion. So I'm just gonna pick up, what don't I care about? Pistol rounds? Nah, it could be a side charge trap. I think that's what it is.
Body glowing.
Because if it were a recharge trap, well, I know the recharge trap is pink, so it can't possibly be a recharge trap. But if it were a recharge trap, it wouldn't have restored my psi. And it would, if it were item destruction trap, I would have, of course, lost my single pistol round. That's the best way to test for our item destruction traps. So this video series assumes you know, like, a lot of the basics of, you know, strategy in this game. I'm doing, like, arguably, it's, I would say, like, the high, really, really high level stuff. Maybe I'm too full of myself. I certainly don't play perfectly, but I try to, whenever I play this game, take advantage of almost all of the tricks. If you do that, unless you play on difficulties higher than hard, the game is, I think, quite manageable. I should still clarify, this is by far the hardest single-player game I've ever played. So, it's a really, really hard game. I've just played it so much that perhaps a little too much is my problem. I have to think about this. See, I don't like that Zool. I want to kill the Zool first. But the Protean is kind of blocking me. Okay, good. Oh. Good. Okay, now I get to kill the Zool. I can drop my inventory. Now I can kill the medium Protean. Tail swipe. Oh! Wow. See, this is what I mean. Like, I got so distracted there, I forgot to Take off the impact armor, and yeah, when you're doing stuff like this is why I said starting around this floor, you want to be careful. I just took a lot of unnecessary damage to my armor, and because I was trying to be too fancy. This type of play does have a drawback. Sometimes you make a mistake, and it can be very costly. So, if you can do this stuff perfectly, that's altogether a separate issue. Alright, this type of trap is an unknown trap. Could be a really bad trap. So I'm going to drop everything. Hopefully, I find one of the bad traps now when the floor is already cleared. Yes. Flying trap is one of the best, worst traps I could find. The other would be madness. I suppose item destruction would also be one of the best worst traps, just because then I can stop doing this for traps. Stop dropping my inventory for the traps I come across. The reason why blind is good is because I'm going to rest anyway. So it doesn't bother me. Just going to eat some food before I rest. What should I eat? I'm going to eat one of these Kirch grubs. Maybe two. Just make sure you have over 100 food. 132, that's fine. And the reason why I don't mind blindness, again, is when you're resting, it doesn't matter if you're blind. The effect of the blindness will wear off pretty soon. So, what else in my inventory is worth pointing out? I do have a reasonable amount of ammunition for both my weapons now. I have some darts, pretty useless item, unless I can find a darter. I think it's the only weapon in the game that even uses this type of ammunition. It's not the only use for the ammunition. You can also make a targeting dart out of it, but yeah, not probably my least favorite ammunition type is the darts. Unless you're playing as Seeker, then you're dying for darts. Alright, maybe we get some good food out of this container. I could actually use some more food now. Yeah, I'll take that. That's still food. Edible roots, moldy bread. Can't complain too much. Equip my armor before going down. It's just common sense. Reload before going down. Alright, it's time to go on to floor 9. Let's see. I always like to take my time right at the entrance of a floor. Those are always the hardest parts of any floor. The entrance when you may get mobbed by all sorts of enemies. This type of white penguin, the albino, they don't do anything except heal themselves. Completely harmless. I think that might actually be an adaptoid. Cages should not appear in storage room. You can see this is a storeroom. You can tell by the symbol on the door there. It looks like a barrel. At least that's what I assume it is. And this is adaptoid. You can test for adaptoids just by running up to an object and trying to interact with it. If you can't, it's an adaptoid. Okay, that sound is a scorpion. Scorpions can be really nasty. I'm gonna have to think about this. I'm gonna unequip my armor because I can close the doors and scorpions cannot open doors. This also gives me a chance to kill the albinoid. I'm still gonna use my SAR on it because they have pretty good health. It takes a long time to kill them the old-fashioned way until they get down to bleeding. Okay, let me think. Gotta re-equip my armor because scorpions, they do too much damage to not have armor on. Just remember, don't step next to the aptoid. Okay, that lured out the scorpion. Where are you, scorpion? Boy. This is gonna get ugly. I'm using the open safe to kite the Sandstalker. One advantage is the ranger is with 3 move, you can do stuff like this. Scorpions move 3. If I move here, I should be safe. Beautiful. I'm gonna shoot it once more with the heavy pistol.
Save a place for me in hell.
And I got really lucky that by positioning myself cleverly using this open safe, I managed to basically derp out the scorpion. Great result. Let me check the... Let me actually check down south first. Okay. That's a Zool Pup. I'm gonna equip my armor for that. That sounded like everybody's favorite enemy, Arbuda Sapiens. Okay, if I... 1, 2, 3... that's not a good result. If I... 1, 2, 3, 4... That's not a good result either. I would prefer to fight it if I could position myself here. Ah, damn it. Let me think. Yeah, we just gotta attack it. Okay, this is a good result. Damn. There may be a med bay over there. I don't know. I want to try to avoid attacking Azul Pups with my SAR inside doorways because I can hit the doorway, but sometimes can't be helped. Teleport trap. Ouch. Room with... This is actually a good result. The crazed heart could destroy the desk. I don't care. There are 2 of them. I'm gonna take some damage here, but my best weapon is still the SAR.
Save a place for me in hell.
Tarka Warbread, great find. This may not be real, so I can't risk stepping next to it. Just gonna have to kill the crazed Tarka now. Okay, good. I don't know why the Makose cluster didn't attack me for all these turns, but I'll take it. I would prefer to select 4 heavy pistol rounds just because it does more damage. 14 damage, 60 penetration, as opposed to 10 damage, 7 penetration. So I'm going to drop the rifle. And then I'm going to open this container, and you can see that I got some extra high caliber rounds from this. So this is what I mean by the ammo selection trick. I use it all the time. Door trap, huh? I could recharge my hyper multi-tool because that's guaranteed to be a recharge trap. So I don't need to come back for it until a little later. I should probably equip my armor. Never know what robots may be waiting in the hallway. There's a kitchen. That's a good find. That's the Buddha, I think. Okay. There's a leopard in this kitchen. Those are worth killing, if only for their chocolate egg potential drop. Chocolate eggs are so good. Pyrotechnic enhancers. Not a very useful biomod. I'll ditch that. I think that's enough. Is it the same Arbuda? Yeah, it is. Okay. Good. I'll deal with you later, Arbuda. Kill this robot. Although you want to be careful not to be in the doorway so the leopard can attack you. Then it's time to bust out the good old rifle. Disease bears are notoriously easy to hit. They have almost no ability to dodge. So just fire away with whatever weapon you feel like. They have 1 move, super easy to kite. They just have a lot of health. Now reload my rifle. Once you hear that sound, it means the bear is probably going to run away, but not too much to do. You don't want to fight those bears in melee. They do quite a bit of damage. I'll alternate between my two weapons. That's odd. Here. Beautiful. Yeah, because the rifle is not super accurate up close.
I'll fill this pit
Yeah,
with
that's what I'm
corpses.
talking about. Chocolate eggs. This could be a teleport trap. I'm willing to take that risk. Too excited for the chocolate eggs. Chocolate eggs not only give you... And it was a cleanser trap. Great. I found the most critical good trap in the game to find. Chocolate eggs not only give you 100 food, they heal you 100 health. And it's insta-heal. It's one of the best consumables in the game. Could be an adaptoid. So this kitchen was really good. One chocolate egg. They can drop, I believe, up to 3 at a time, but one is a great result. And of course, finding the cleanser. I'm gonna re-equip my armor before I walk past a door where robots could lurk. Ouch! Okay, it's 2 of the medium Mark IIs. I'm gonna have to think about that. That could be a problem. Big problem. I would still prefer to kill them. Maybe I can lure them out of the room. That would be the best way to do it. Perfect! I might end up using some grenades on this depending on how it goes. I want to try to fight them one at a time, of course. These robots, not very good in melee. Do I want my armor equipped? Probably not. They do 2 damage per hit on the armor. It does make a difference. I'm willing to use some instant healing here. Okay, that means one of the robots is nearby. 2 of these is good enough to use a frag grenade on. And I am going to center my frag grenade on the undamaged robot. Great result! Thank you, Stasis Pantry, for failing to open. Ah, and these robots actually guarded some good stuff. 2 labs, which can be used to significantly up my electronics. And I could potentially make some stuff. Regen patch. What's the chance? 37. I mean, these patches can heal a lot. It's probably worth it. Bypass circuit. Don't need to do that just yet. Cyber Scrambler could actually come in really handy. I'm gonna just... I mean, 37 is low, but it's 20 instant healing, which is meh, versus, like, potential over 100 or close to 200 health healing. I'm willing to take that 37% chance. No such luck, of course, but it's okay. Regen patches are pretty good.
What?
Just
No
gonna use
claws?
it. And then one more time, this time I am going to attempt to make a Cyber Scrambler. Could come in handy. I'm going to use a Hyper Multi-Tool charge on it, because I want it to have a reasonable chance of success. 86 was pretty good. This also leveled up my electronics a lot. You'll notice that I don't like to put points in electronics before it hits 45. Just if you're a newer player, it's, I think, recommended that you actually do so, just so you can access the recipes. I have all the recipes, so I don't really need to repair the consoles, and because of that... Okay, the Arbuda actually missed. Alright. Okay, that room does not have a healing bay. If it had a healing bay, the Arbuda would have healed. So that's very nice to know. Hungry again. Just gonna eat my tainted meat. I found all this raw meat. If I can get to a cooker, I'll be fine. Ooh, another potential weapons container. I do have 6 energy cells, so boosting the Hyper Multi-Tool here I think is worth it. Ammunition, very valuable. And I have ways of recharging my Hyper Multi-Tool. So, and look at that, I just found 5 more energy cells. 92%. I'm gonna come back here after I explore these two rooms because I'll level up and get that up to hopefully, if I get really lucky, 95%, but every little bit could help. Alright. This room doesn't seem to have much, except a stasis pantry that may or may not be real. It's not real. I haven't forgotten there was an adaptoid. I want to kill both adaptoids because adaptoids can drop really useful crafting ingredients. Watch this. Oh, did the adaptoid not take any damage? That was unexpected. Once the adaptoid is down to bleeding, I feel much better about using the star on it. They do a lot of damage in melee. Ooh, a cooker in this medical lab. That is a Zool gas. They can use powerful psionic attacks, so you want to activate your psi shield.
I am the blood.
I honestly don't have to kill it, but they do
flowing.
give pretty good experience, and they can drop razor teeth. And best of all, they don't leave the hallway they spawning or the room they spawning. They do heal themselves when they hit you in melee, so you probably want to kill them with a ranged weapon. The extra experience is worth it, plus the chance for razor teeth. Razor teeth is really valuable early on. They'll leave the room once they get injured. Look at that, 865 experience. Unequip my armor for these bats, which are really weak enemies. Just gonna tail swipe them.
Give my regards to Varponu.
Sonic nodule. Findings, all good stuff. I don't really need medical supplies that desperately, so I'm not going to use my Hover Multi-Tool on it. Lipid Optimizer. It's useful for some high-end crafting, but I don't think it's one of the best items. Alright, kill the adaptoid.
You die, as it should be.
Actually, you know what? This is a good time to level, just so I can put a point into lockpick. Then, what do I need? Telekinesis, resistance. Wow, I've just been getting really lucky with my psi level ups. I'm gonna save these points for mechanical and computer. Graphing plates, those are completely useless unless you're an engineer, or I guess the Marigi. I'm just repairing this for the skill up. I don't really need a heal. Didn't get it, but that's okay. Alright, what to craft first? I think the highest priority must be a humgum. I need some way of curing that nasty, nasty fear if I get hit. Next, I could actually use some food, and interestingly enough, I actually have the ingredients to try to make one of these potato salads. I think it's worth it. Potato salad gives quite a bit of food, if I remember correctly, whereas the egg and the edible roots by themselves, egg is 45, I think? Well, egg is 25. Oh, I'm completely wrong. Edible roots is 25, so this is probably worth it despite the relatively low chance of success.
My teacher would be proud.
I actually need the food. Yeah, 190. It's a huge boost, so I'll eat it now. Also, let's increases my max food. I don't know if that's temporary or permanent. I haven't made this item enough. Pungent meats, 2 of these. Just use scent gland for 10 extra food. Usually the best use for scent glands. Steak and shrooms, although I can only make 1. It's not perfect. Bland, which also not necessarily bad. I'm gonna make some of the disease-curing aggressive antibiotics. Wow, I can still use this cooker. That's unexpected. I don't like the bland witch. Don't think it's a good use of resources. Although I don't have a purifier. Bland witch gives 120, I believe. Even though you could eat the ingredients individually, it's 30 plus 20 is 50 plus 50, because don't forget you can cook the raw meat into cooked meat, So it's really 100 if you eat them separately. It's plus 20 food, doesn't really seem like that big of a deal. Yeah, but what else am I gonna do?
Excellent.
Alright. Level up my biotech some. Might as well eat the bland witch now. Looks good. And it's time to find out what is in this weapon locker. Hopefully something really good. Like, say, a shotgun, which I think is the single best drop you can have early game. If I could pick one item to start the game with, if I wanted to win, it would be a shotgun every single time. No contest. Nothing. Or, I guess, maybe you can make an argument for the presence of AS, but I think shotgun's better. Thumper. Okay, I'll take that. That's a good result. Thumper is a terrible weapon, but it is an energy weapon, and I don't have any energy weapons. And if I run into a spectre, well, it's going to be a problem unless I have an energy weapon. So because of that, it's a great result. Reload my equipment. Equip my armor. It's down to 35 durability. I'm not liking that, but it's okay. Oh, and now at the recharge trap, I have a chance to choose what I want to recharge. Bordeaux's not high priority. I have plenty of food. Scanning analyzer, definitely not high priority. But the hyper multi-tool is. Alright. Everything looks good. This is a promising start, although not a great start. If I could get a shotgun or something like that, that would be great. But pretty good stuff. I will be going on to floor 10 in the next video. Thank you for watching.